Should AI writing be allowed on bookshelves? Here's the story of Shy Girl, the book canceled for having AI content. Hi there, everyone. It's Jeff, your 100% human, all too human, creator of Plain English. Plain English is a great podcast to help you upgrade your English because we talk about real-world stories here. I'm a big fan of AI. I use it for a lot of things. And you can use AI in your English learning. But languages really are about communicating. So I'm glad that you're spending some of your learning time with me, a real person. JR is the producer. He is also a real person, a real hardworking person behind the controls of Plain English, making sure that you get these stories every Monday. This is episode number 857, and it's all about a book called Shy Girl. I'm pretty sure you haven't read it. That's because the publisher, Hachette, pulled the book from production because they discovered a lot of it was written by artificial intelligence. Major publishers insist that all books be original written work, and that usually means no AI. You can find the full episode at plainenglish.com/857. That has the transcript, translations of keywords, and activities related to this topic. plainenglish.com/857. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Mia Ballard is a writer in California. Her official bio says that she writes horror stories focused on feminine rage. Horror stories give me nightmares, and my life is mercifully free of feminine rage. So I probably wouldn't know anything about Mia Ballard except that this year she's the center of the biggest story in the publishing industry. Her book, Shy Girl, is about a woman held captive and forced to live as a man's pet. Ballard self-published the book in February 2025 on Amazon. It was available as an ebook and in print on demand. That means Ballard herself didn't print any copies up front. Instead, Amazon printed a single copy whenever a customer ordered a book. The book became a success by self-publishing standards. It got about 5,000 ratings on Goodreads and earned some buzz on TikTok. So much so that it caught the eye of an editor at Hachette, one of the big 5 English language publishers. Hachette acquired the rights to Shy Girl and released it via traditional channels in the United Kingdom in late 2025. It was scheduled to come out in print in the United States in the spring of 2026. But not all of the online buzz was positive. One YouTuber published an almost 3-hour video takedown titled, "I'm pretty sure this book is AI slop." Reddit threads analyzed the syntax, and concluded it had all the hallmarks of ChatGPT writing. One character's voice was a blade cutting through the sweetness. Another's was a blade slicing through the air. A third's was a blade wrapped in silk. Saying one person's voice is a blade is a stretch. Do it 3 times, and that's just bad writing. Enter Panagram, an AI detection site. Panagram claims that it can identify whether a piece of writing is created by humans or artificial intelligence. Early in 2026, after the book's publication in the UK, the president of Panagram said that Shy Girl was 78.3% AI generated. Still, these rumors and discussions were relatively low profile, confined to book and publishing-related forums. But then, in mid-March 2026, the New York Times was working on a story about the online buzz about AI and Shy Girl. They reached out to Hachette, the publisher, for comment. And that same day, Hachette decided to pull the book from publication. That means they will never release the book in the United States. They removed the book from store shelves in the UK, and the e-book is no longer available for sale. In a statement, Hachette says that it is committed to protecting original creative expression and storytelling, and that all writers are required to attest that their work is original to them. They are supposed to disclose whether and how they used AI in the writing process. Ballard, the author, denies using AI during the writing process, but she did acknowledge that her freelance editor used AI, and so some AI-generated phrases may have made their way into her final draft. She thinks the book's cancellation and the subsequent hit to her reputation are unfair. Nobody comes out of this story looking good. Start with the author. First, her book is full of the tells of AI-generated text. She says a freelance editor rewrote large parts of the text. Very well, but what does that say about her as an author, that she would allow a friend to rewrite her own book with ChatGPT? Hachette, the publisher, seems like the victim, the wounded party here. But that doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Hachette surely knew about the online buzz earlier. The company says it pulled the book after a lengthy review, but that coincidentally happened the day a big newspaper asked them for comment. The time for a lengthy review of a book's text would be before printing, not after. Panagram, the AI detection service, might seem innocent. They're safeguarding the public from inadvertent exposure to AI slop. But keep in mind, Panagram has a service to sell. It benefits them to make accusations because it keeps them in the news. Their claim that the book was 78.4% AI generated is oddly precise. And it's worth mentioning this irony. Panagram, which protects the public from harmful artificial intelligence, is itself an AI product. I signed up for a free account at Panagram and decided to test it out. Now, I know that Plain English episodes are human-generated, but I still do use AI the way writers are supposed to, for fact-checking, grammar checks, and advice on organization, flow, usage, things like that. I never copy text from Claude into an episode draft. Still, if Panagram said my writing was AI generated, then that would be a comment on the quality of my work more than anything else. Well, you can imagine my relief when Panagram said, with high to medium confidence, that Plain English is 100% human generated. Anyway, here's my view. It shouldn't matter if a word, a sentence, a paragraph, or 78.4% of something is AI generated. It should matter if it's good. Shy Girl wasn't to my taste, but if it makes people happy, then why shouldn't they be able to buy it? Canceling this book is like a blade sheathed in a leather-bound first edition. That was a joke, by the way. That last line didn't make any sense. All right, that's all for this 100% human-generated episode of Plain English. This was number 857, so you can find the transcript, fast audio, exercises, and translations at plainenglish.com/857. We'll be back on Monday with a new story and on Thursday with an expression. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to Plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word, and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.